On April 25, 2015, the country of Nepal experienced a devastating earthquake. Registering 7.8 on the Richter scale, the quake took the lives of 9,000 people. With most homes made of simple mud and brick, thousands of families living in remote regions lost everything. ADRA was quick to respond with emergency supplies of food, hygiene essentials, and shelter kits. After the dust had settled and the news cameras had moved on to the next world crisis, ADRA stayed on to help remote communities recover. Through a partnership with the Canadian Foodgrains Bank, ADRA Canada, together with ADRA Nepal, initiated a project to help people rebuild their lives through a project of income generation assistance. The Foster Project organized participants into groups for training in small enterprise management. ADRA taught skills in literacy, numeracy, and simple business accounting. With the training, people were encouraged to start a small industry right on their farm, such as goat raising and market gardening. By providing gravity-fed water systems, some seeds, tools, and training, the Foster Project has transformed the lives of thousands of people in Nepal. Even now, with the Foster Project complete, the work of ADRA is continuing to have a ripple effect of positive change through many villages in rural Nepal. I am a goat farmer living in the Dotting district of Nepal. The Foster Project of ADRA has been a very big help for young farmers like me. It has really helped me get a much better foundation in goat farming. There were many things that I did not understand. I learned a lot about goat farming practices and animal health management.
The Foster Project organized us into groups and provided us training on how to run a successful goat raising business. They taught us the importance of building a goat shed and showed us how we can increase the size of our herd. My husband and I decided to follow the advice and built a shed last March. We have noticed a real difference. Before we had a shed, we kept the goats in a pen with a dirt floor. It would get very dirty and muddy when they were kept on the ground. It would attract a lot of insects. The goats would frequently get sick. They would get a fever, cough, and sometimes lose their hair. Now that we are keeping them in a shed, they look so much better. The ADRA training program taught us about different kinds of nutritious grass. We have started growing it on our farm. We mix these grasses together according to the recommended amounts and feed this to our goats. We supplement that with mineral blocks that ADRA showed us how to make. With this new diet, our goats are now much healthier. We have seen a big increase in the weight they gain. We also now use deworming medication and get all the appropriate vaccinations. In the past, we lost many of our goats to sickness and disease. Now, by implementing all of the things that we learned from ADRA, we hardly lose any goats. The group bought a specialized breeding buck, and that has improved the quality of our herds a lot. We are finding it much easier to sell our goats in the market. In the past, we have hardly made any money from our goats. This year, we have already made 150,000 rupees from our goats. Now I no longer need to take out a loan to pay the school fees for my children. I am now confident that no matter what level they choose to go to in their education, I will be able to pay for it without any problem. We want to thank ADRA for all the help they have given us.
Namaste.
Namaste. I am Januka, chairperson of the ADRA Agricultural Group in our village. One of the biggest problems that we had in our village was a real shortage of water. The Foster project of ADRA has installed a multi-use water system. This has really changed our lives. Water security is no longer a problem, and this has opened up so many opportunities for income. Before ADRA, we would only plant a small plot of land, and only during the monsoon season. Even then, we were not able to grow very much. We would grow vegetables without really knowing how, and our harvests were always very poor. In our foster group meetings, ADRA gave us training on how to grow vegetables for income. We learned how to prepare the soil, the proper spacing for each kind of plant, along with how to make organic fertilizers and natural pesticides. We are now getting rich harvests and are able to sell our vegetables in the market for a good income. In our home, we used to rely completely on my husband's income. Now, with the water issue solved and the new growing techniques that I have learned, I have already earned 90,000 rupees. I am now able to meet the household expenses through the sale of my vegetables. I am so happy with this new income that I am expanding my farm to grow even more vegetables. I wish to thank ADRA for all that they have done to help me and our village.
As part of being a member of the ADRA Foster project, I was offered support to get the materials that I needed to build a plastic greenhouse so that I could start commercial vegetable farming. Before ADRA came and gave us training, we would randomly sow seeds in a small plot of land. They never did well due to overcrowding and poor plant health. After going through the training, I gained a lot of confidence on what was possible, and I decided to expand my farm. I now have 4 greenhouses. I am so grateful that ADRA came along with their training and support. It has been very good for me and my family. I am very happy.
When ADRA came to my home and asked if I would be interested in joining a farmers group, I told them that I didn't even know how to write my own name, and I hesitated to join. But they encouraged me, and I did. Right away, they got us started with some seeds and training. We decided to give vegetable farming a try. We leased some land and started planting. We then talked with some of the local landowners and made arrangements to do sharecropping. We are growing cauliflower, potatoes, maize, cucumber, and beans. The ADRA staff have been great. They visit our farm giving advice from their experience and knowledge. They taught us how to make our own fertilizer and pesticides, and they told us that we can contact them at any time if we notice any disease in the plants. I have built relationships with vegetable vendors who buy our produce at a good price. We have no problem selling everything that we grow. We used to work as day laborers. We now realize that it is a lot better to work for ourselves than to work for others. I find that working for myself is much more satisfying. Prior to joining ADRA, we were struggling. I am now able to manage all of our expenses from our profits. We are even able to send our kids to school.
Before ADRA came and started the Foster project here, we used to only grow maize. We planted it on an unirrigated upland plot that we own. Our yields were very poor. It was not really enough to even supply our family table for 6 months of the year. ADRA helped our village construct a multiple-use water system. This has provided enough water for the whole village. Before the ADRA project, the only way that we could irrigate our gardens was by collecting water from a stream with a pail. Now we have a water supply right in our own yard. We have enough for our domestic use and irrigation. Now that we have water, we can grow the kinds of vegetables that we have always wanted to grow. I am now growing onions, potatoes, garlic, and pumpkin. With the training that ADRA provided, we have even started growing vegetables for market. With the plastic house that we were given by the ADRA project, I am also growing tomatoes. I have realized that we can make a good income from growing vegetables. I am very thankful to ADRA for all that they have taught us.